Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought we would make some tags for Christmas presents and things, and we're going to do them in a fun sort of bauble way. So I'm taking the Plenty of Patterns decorative masks, lovely masks. You get a set of 4 and we're using the ones that have these rather lovely patterns in on them. And I have cut, so for these, we're going to try and do 3 tags. So I have cut a piece of cherry cobbler, a piece of mint macaron, and a piece of garden green. And I've cut the front of the tag out of Whisper White. This measures 5 inches by 3 inches. So the cherry cobbler piece is 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. So 5 by 3, your mat 1/4 of an inch bigger, 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. And the third one is exactly the same. So they're large size tags. You could actually make them into cards if you wanted to, but I want some large size tags to go on large size presents. So let's take the mats out of the way for now because we don't want them. We're going to start with the cherry cobbler, and what I've done with copy paper is literally to cut out a circle, and it is, I think it's the 3rd circle down in the circle dies, but any circle that you've got and you just want it to come down. Now I've started to do one of them, but I wanted to do this so you can actually see through. I've got some copy paper here so that it makes it just a little bit easier to see through. So because this is exactly the size, we are going to take the one of the patterns, and we're then going to look and try and line it up as centrally as we can. So it's not going to be absolutely completely centralized, but the best that we can. And then we can hold it down with our finger because it's going to come outside. We then need to get our cherry cobbler ink out, and I'm using blending brushes. So I've got my cherry cobbler blending brush. Let me just try and get this in again. So you need to have everything up. You can stick this down if you want to. I'm quite happy to just hold it down. So I'm just going to try and get it as accurately as I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the center and work my way out. So start in the center and then work my way out. So that the center is going to be darker than the edge, but that gives a really rather lovely look to it. So I'm doing the top half first. So in on the center, out on the side, in on the center again, out on the side, and then I'm just going to make sure that everything is just done right the way round on the side here. And then we can take the mask off like that. And we then, with what we've got on the residue here, I'm just going to go around the side. We might need a little bit more on here, but we're just going to go round the side of the mask, not in the center, but just around the sides, because that will give it that circular look that we want, which will then make the bauble look as if it's a tree bauble. Okay, so if you then take the mask off, you can see you've got this rather lovely looking bauble. which I think just looks absolutely lovely. Then we can take, we can now put this onto the mount on here like that, and we can put a little Merry Christmas or something like that round on it. Haven't quite decided how I'm going to do it yet. I think we'll do them all sort of at the end, but I think that that just makes a beautiful bauble on there. So that's the red one. Let's have a look. I've got a little bit of kitchen roll on here, only so I can just give this a little bit of a rub, because I don't want to get it all over my fingers, and I will wash it at the end, but I want to try and do several of them. So that's the red. I wouldn't only use this for red, because if you use it with another colour, it will sort of muck round the outside. So let's try a green one this no, let's try the mint macaron. So that's our mint macaron, and I haven't decided which pattern I'm going to use. Let me get my mint macaron out, and this time I'm going to take another, let's see what that is. That's dried in, that's fine. So I've got my mint macaron out on there. I've got this one, I've got another mask. What I tend to do is I'll do a whole pile at the same time, so I can then have them where I want. I think I want to have the slightly larger bit up at the top as I did before. And this time let's just take, let's take this one, which is the one next door to it. And again, just looking through, try and line your piece up, this piece in the center, or as near as you can. Get my mint macaron ink. I've got some blends and things out as well, because I thought we could decorate it up a bit. But so again, from the center out, because then it makes the center of your bauble look really nice and bright looking. So I'm just making sure that we can get all the way around on here. So I'm just going round again, centre first, then out round the sides. And it's interesting to see the patterns on these. I always find that masks or stencils are lovely to use, because you can use them for so many different things, but they really do look nice to have as you know, an interesting looking bauble, because these shapes are particularly round, so they give that lovely look. So just doing, the center is getting darker and darker, which is fine. Just want to go around on this side a bit, so making sure that I've got it round, because we want the actual mask bit through here to make sure that it's coming nice and clean. Now I think that's about right. Just giving it another quick go to make sure. Then let's take this one off. Oh, that's pretty. And then on this one again, we're going to do exactly the same thing. So just going round the side. I think I might need to re-ink my mint macaron. It's just a little bit, it's not quite as bright as it could be. The inside's fine, but just round these outside pieces, we want to just make sure that we've got, whoops, got this bit done. I only use copy paper, because as I say, I don't mind throwing it away. So again, we've got a lovely sort of looking bauble on there. That's going to go on to the mint macaron. So I think that that one looks beautiful. that's going to go onto that one. And then we've got a green one. So this is going to be the garden green. So let's put that across on there. And I'm going to put this in. And I'm going to use the same one here because I tend to wash my ink pads. That's why I decided to use the lighter colour first. So we've done this one and we've done that one. Was it this one or that? I can't remember which one it was. I'm going to do this one down here because I know we haven't done this one. So I'm going to try and get that again centralised in on the centre. Hold it down. Tap in my garden green. Put it in on the centre and start moving that out. And this is a juicier one. I think I must have refilled this more recently because that's coming out quite nicely. So let's make sure we get it right up to the edge that we want. Down on the bottom, so we're doing it right the way around to the edge, but it's paler at the edge on there. So I think that should be fine. Let's see what that one looks like. Oh, that looks quite nice. Just moved it out a little bit, so let me just make sure I've got my paper in on here. That's fine. And I'm not going to ink this up anymore, I don't think. I might have to just a little bit. So we just want to come around just on the edge of this because that's what gives it that sort of round look and makes it look more like a bauble. So take that out, take that piece out, and we've got another one in there which is quite pretty. Okay, so this one I think I want to just add a little something to it. So I have got some blends here. I've also got some, which we don't sell, but some stickles and some pearl effects and things that you can drop on. And I'll show you one that I did with that. But this, I think I'm just going to try and add some extra little dots and things on here. So in between each one of these, I'm just going to put an extra little dot in there to just sort of bring up some of the colour on there to make it just look a little bit brighter. So I've got that in yellow. I think I'm going to do it in between here as well. So I just want to do it in between each one of these. Like that. So there's 4 on there, isn't there? Shall we have one in? I was trying to work out where I want. I'm going to put them either side of here as well. So you can add to your decoration. And then I'm going to, so I've got that's the Dark Daffodil Delight. This is Dark Mint Macaron. So that should be interesting to see how that works. And I think I want to do some of it sort of round on the side here. So I'm just going to take a circle here. Just sort of take it round a bit, just with different bits to just sort of brighten it up a little bit and give it a little bit more of a pattern in there. And I'm going to take another one and do it in to just join these ones up. You can add as much or as little as you want on there. I just thought it would just add a little bit of something on there. That's quite pretty. And I've got a dark one as well. Now, do I want something that's quite that dark? Maybe not. What's this one? Light Mossy Meadow. That might be quite pretty. Let's see what we can get with this one. So on here, I think I'm just going to take a maybe just a little spots on here. So I'm just sort of dotting them about because the pattern's not absolutely exact, but it just gives you an idea of just adding little extra bits in as you sort of go around, so you can add more to the bauble as you want. I think I'm going to take another one in on here. So once you start, it's quite fun to do. So I'm just doing it above the greens, but because they're sort of little dots and things, you can add to them as much as you want. So I'm just doing them in on the green here. There we go, that'll do. So that one will then go on to the garden green. Like that. So we've got all of the different colours and things coming in. And what I would do is, to make them more sort of tag-like, I want to have a little piece up here like that. So I would take, just trying to think what I'm on with the time. Oh, I'm all right on time, so that's fine. I'm going to take round the edges off, I think on the bottom of these, and maybe give a bit of a pattern. I want to get some, so I'm going to put these here for you to see before we sort of glue them together. And we want to have some sentiments to go in on here. So let me just get something which is quite small, which I think I'll have to become in Penguin Place, because that's quite small, isn't it? So I'm going to do some sentiments in from this, because I don't want them to be too big. Get some black ink. Probably going to have a punch. Probably going to round the corner. Okay. So I've got a few bits and pieces out to just sort of carry on with doing things. So what have we got on here? There's not a Merry Christmas on there, is there? Season's Greetings. That's a bit too small. I want something that comes along. So hold on a minute. Let me just see what I've got Christmas wise, because I don't want anything too big. I think most of these are going to be too big. Right, I'm going to take from this. This is an old retired one, but I use it all the time because it's got the tiny little sentiments in on here. So I'm going to take the, oh, there it is, the Merry Christmas. And I then need to find, let's put that over there. I just need to get a little block. So excuse me while I go and grab my blocks out. I didn't have anything really sort of prepped for this. I just thought it would be quite fun to do different baubles and things on here. So let's take this one. And then I'm going to put that on there. And I think I need to do it with some, just like a tag or something to go over the top. So let's have a little look at this and just do a Merry Christmas like this and see how that's going to come. I could do it in the same colour, but I think I'm going to do one in black, and then I'm going to just take this. Again, it's retired, but it just works so beautifully. maybe put that in across on there, on that one, or maybe on the center of this one, because that's not quite as straight. Okay, so we're going to have that in on there. The red one is going to have to be in red. So let me just put the lid on this. That's the memento. So on this one I'm going to put the red cherry cobbler. Let's put that in like this. And then we should be able to take this one out. Make sure it's dried. So I can put that in on here. And I don't want to cover the inside of that one because I really like that one. I think that works really well. I'm just going to clean this out on here because my Simply Chamois is over the other side of the room and I don't really want to do that. So the third one is going to be in, this is the mint macaron. So let's hope that I've taken enough of this off. Yes, I have. So I can ink that up and put this in. Let's do it down on the other side. Oh no, that hasn't come out very well, has it? Let's make sure we've got, this is where you should go up to ink it properly, but I'm just going to see if I can get it to come out. That's better. So we'll have this one with the mint macaron, and that one can then go like that. Now we need to have this hanging up so it's like a bauble. So this is the mint macaron, so I can do it with this, or I can do it with some string. So we'll have one of them just with, let me see how fine I can do this. That's going to work quite well. So I'm going to take from here, I'm just going to take it from the center and just bring it straight up like that, because that gives me my little hanging. And then I can put this in over on the center, or I can have it down at the bottom depending how I want to do. I can put some twinklies and things on there, so some rhinestones on that would look quite nice actually. I think I need to put a bit of ribbon on it, and I think I need to have, let me have a look at doing it with some twine. Have I got my gold in on here? Fingers crossed I have I? I don't know whether I have. No, I haven't. What have I done with that then? I have some gold. Here we go. Right, there's the silver and there's the gold. That's what I was looking for. So we can have a little bit of if we put that on here, just have that going up, that's going to give it more of a hang look, isn't it? So let's put this is going to be in the silver, and I only want a little bit, I'm only going to cut it like that, get my scissors. So I'm just going to cut it like, whoops, cut it like that. And then I'm just going to run a little bit of Tombow, says me, if I can find my Tombow in on here. I've got some Tombow. I should have. I don't know whether I haven't really got. I've got the bits out to start. Here it is. I had the bits out to start this and hadn't really thought through how I was going to finish this, but I don't like that. I don't think that works very well at all. but I think if I, along that line, just put a very thin line of Tombow and then put this in straight like that. I think that that will work better. Like that. That's better. So that gives a nice sort of little bauble effect on there. I'm going to have this down at the bottom. So I'm going to put that on. I could put it with dimensionals. I'm just going to put it on with glue. So that can just go down at the bottom like that with the Merry Christmas. Now I want to just turn around. Oh, that slid along a bit, isn't it? I want to get that back in on here. Come on, stick down. That's better. I want to try and just give a little bit of something on the top or the bottom of this. I don't know which side. I'm going to have the top just curved a little bit. So whatever you've got as a corner rounder, I still use my Stampin' Up, what was it, the envelope punch board, because that worked really well and I don't really need to take any more off or buy another thing, so I can use that to round the corners. And then I need to just round the corner on this. This glue is just going off, so hopefully that will go on there and that will go on there. So if you've got a corner rounder of some sort, just round your corners neatly, and then that can then go in on here. That's better. So I'm just going to put this in like this. I can pop this one in, so that can go in on the centre. Then I'm going to, with my crocodile, I'm going to just put punch a hole in the centre, and I'm going to get some little rhinestones as well. So just going around, I've got everything all over the place, different parts. So this is going to go, now this might be quite interesting. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get my hole through here. We'll have to see. I'm going to put a large hole, and hopefully there you go. Crocodile is so good, I can actually get it straight through the centre of that piece, although it has taken the top part. But I don't think that that'll matter on this one, because the twine that's going to go through is going to be fine. And because I've used the silver, I'm going to take some rhinestones, and I could put rhinestones all the way round the side, but I think I'm definitely going to have one in the centre. So, whoops. So I'm going to take one in on the centre like that. And then I'm going to take the smaller ones round on the side. So we've got quite a few little bits like this, but that will work quite well, I think. Says me, I can't get these up. I need to get my take your pick tool. Sometimes they come out really easily, and other times they're quite complicated little things to do. Another one on there. Come on. have one in on here. I've gone quiet, haven't I? Because I'm trying to get these little things in without taking up too much time and space, and I know that I'm now taking up space doing little things because I can't get my fingers on here, but I think that they will work quite nicely, and if I got my take your pick tool it would work really well, but it's going to add a real nice twinkle to this, so it's worth persevering. And obviously if I wasn't doing the video I wouldn't mind about how much time it was taking, but in the same respect you can fast forward it, so it's entirely up to you how you watch my videos. I'm always just me crafting along, and you can join in if you want to, and I know some of my subscribers like joining in, and I expect if you were doing this yourself you'd be taking a while to do it, but I think it just looks quite pretty. Just trying to get this little one on here, just giving some little twinkly bits on here, so I just need another couple on there, and that's made it look really quite nice. Says me, I am struggling today with my fingers to get these things up. Sometimes they stick and just won't come up, and then they will all of a sudden, so I'm just trying to get this one in on here. There we go. So that's given us, I'm going to finish the other ones off camera and you'll see them on the front shot, but with this I would put a large piece of, let me see which ribbon I want to use. My favourite ribbon of all, which is my mesh, and I think that the mesh would work beautifully with this, so I'm going to use this mesh ribbon, but again whatever ribbons you've got, and this is just going to go through. Let's take it in half that way, so I'm just going to take it through the hole like this, and then we can take this piece up and put that one in through here. There we go. So you've got a really rather nice big tag with all the twinklies in on that one, and then as I say I've got this one in on here which I've added the little bits with the blends to just add in, and I'll probably put this one in on the center and again put some ribbon up. This one I just really love the way it's come through on that centerpiece, so again I think I will probably put this in on the bottom, and I might add some red rhinestones and things on that. Now just before I go I am going to show you so you can actually see. This was one that I did with some of the little sort of stickles and things. So if you can see on there, you can, if it comes in on focus a bit, I think it will if I bring it up. You've got all sorts of little stickles and twinklies and things going in on there. So, you know, you can use whatever you've got. But I think once you've added some something for it to hang from, they do look like lovely little ornaments hanging from the tree. And I thought, you know, a large tag would be fun to do. So hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.